Good morning, children. Welcome to the online class. The previous class we have seen the revision from the civics lesson 1, forms of government and democracy. In that previous class we have completed the choose the correct answer, fill in the blanks, match the following, and the short answers. Today we are going to see that detailed questions. Here given three detailed questions. First one is, what are the challenges to Indian democracy? Explain. Now we are going to see that answer. I will explain that answer once again. That is page number 242. Various aspects of democracy and its challenges. Or first one given illiteracy. Illiteracy in India is one of the major challenge to the democracy of our country, India. Illiteracy means one who is unable to read and write. Unable to read and write is called illiterate. Still, many people are there who are unable to read and write. They are illiterates. At the time of independence, most of them were illiterates. Most of them were illiterate because schools were not started that time. Only some English people started some schools, but from Indian side, no schools were started. So almost all are the illiterate who are unable to read and write. So this is also one of the major challenge to the democracy of our country, India. Second one is poverty. After independence, at the time of independence, nearly 30 crore people were there in India. 30 crore people, most of them were suffering without food. Usually, very few people only used to get one-time food. Most of the people not starving. That is because of the poverty. Almost all are under the poverty line. So this poverty was one of the major challenge to the democratic country. Below the poverty line, now they are divided, that category is divided. People who are under the poverty line, they are getting some benefits, government giving some benefits to those people who are unable to buy the food product, government giving freely like this. The government is helping the poor people. The aim of the government is eradication of poverty. Eradication is very important activity, one of the important activity of the government, because elimination of poverty is an important thing for the success of the democracy. So the government is helping the poor by providing the food items freely and other ways. Also the government is helping to the poor. So for the success of the democracy, the eradication of poverty is an important activity. So it is a challenge for the democracy of our country, India, so it must be eradicated. Gender discrimination. There was a gender discrimination. Gender means male, female. Male domination was there those days. Females were ill-treated. Then female infanticide was there. Child marriage was there. Then so many discriminations regarding these female children. So this was a major challenge for the Indian democracy. So the child marriage, female infanticide and all eradicated, but not fully, not completely eradicated. Some extent it is eradicated from the Indian society. Still, it has to be eradicated fully. Regionalism, that is between the states, between one state to other. The people are discriminated in the name of the religion, name of language, food habit, and style. They are discriminated from one state to other state. There is problems existing in the democratic country, our country, India. That is regionalism among the states, between the states. There are so many disputes. Say, for example, Kaveri water dispute, distribution of Kaveri water between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. There is a dispute because this one also developed as regionalism. Then fifth one, casteism. Many castes are there in India. So many subcaste, major caste and subcaste are there. The name of the color, they are separated, and communalism, community. One community with the other community, they are quarreling each other. Then religious fundamentalism, in the name of the religion they used to fight among them. There was no religious toleration. There is no religious toleration, but in our country, India, there are many religion. There is the constitution says India is a secular country. It is the preamble of the constitution. They mentioned India is a secular country, but still that religious fundamentalism existing in the Indian society, it must be eradicated from the Indian society for the success of the democracy. Corruption is there, especially the government offices. If you want to get any sort of job or any help from any government office, we have to give bribe to the officials. That is, even the politicians also getting the bribe from the public. That is, it is one of the major challenge in the Indian society. Corruption, corrupt people. Many people are doing the corruption. Many are corrupt people. This is also one of the major challenge to the democratic country of our country, India. Then criminalization of politics. The help of they are trying to capture of power, political power. They are doing some criminals to capture the power in politics, especially in politics. This happens in a democratic country. It is common. It happens every state, even the center also. The criminalization of politics takes place. That means they are trying to capture the power always. For that, they are what sort of criminalization they want to do. They used to do. That is criminalization of politics. Then political violence. Some violence takes place everywhere in India. The name of politics. So these are all the various aspects of democracy and challenges in our country, India. All these challenges are faced our country, India. For the success of democracy, all these challenges must be faced successfully. Then the second detailed question, that is, explain the condition necessary for the success of democracy in India. The same page number 242, under the heading conditions for the success of democracy in India. Here also some of the points given. First point, empowerment of the poor and illiterates to enjoy the goodness of democracy. The poor people, for the poor people, they have to give the power. Poor people, illiterates, many are there in our country, India. They must get power for the goodness of democracy, for the success of democracy. They must get the power. Most of the people in our country, they are poor people, illiterate. They must get the power. Then only the democracy, Indian democracy will be successful. Second one is willingness among the elected people not to misuse the powerful position and public wealth. They are contesting the election and win the election. After that, they should not misuse the power. They have to use the power for the betterment of the people, for the betterment of the society and the country. They should not misuse the power. The position should not be misused. Then the third one is eradication of social evils and dangers from which democracy suffers. In what are the aspects the democracy suffer, especially the social evils? Many social evils still existing in the Indian society. It must be eradicated. All the social evils must be eradicated. It is a danger. The social evils are the danger of the democracy of our country, for the success of the democracy of our country. So it must be eradicated. Child marriage, sati system, infanticide, these are all some of the social evils existed in the Indian society. Among these social evils, some of the social evils are eradicated some extent, and fully it must be eradicated for the success of democracy. All impartial and efficient press to form public opinion. Impartial and efficient, the press should not be impartial. Partiality should not be there in the press. While publishing the news in the newspaper, it should not see the press reporters should not see the partiality while publishing the news in the newspaper. That is, partiality should be avoided for the success of democracy. Impartial and efficient press to form public opinion. Then presence of strong public opinion. The public people must have a strong opinion about the government, the democratic form of government. Then if the government is successful, the elected government is doing the better for the people, better of the people, the democracy will be success. Democracy will be success. There is presence of strong public opinion. Feeling of tolerance and communal harmony among the people. Our country has a differences in all the aspects, from Kanyakumari to Kashmir. Many states are there, many different kinds of people, their food habit, dress styles, culture, all different. So much of diversity is found in our country, India. Among that diversity must develop the unity, harmony, feeling of tolerance. That is one of the conditions for the success of democracy. Awareness among the people of the fundamental rights. The fundamental rights are mentioned in the Constitution. 6 fundamental rights are mentioned. Sometimes the fundamental rights are denied to the people. The uneducated people, illiterates, are not knowing about the rights mentioned in the Constitution, so their rights are denied. So we must make awareness among the people for the success of democracy. Conscious check and vigilance on the working of the elected representatives. Elected people elect the representatives. Throughout the country, the parliament members, about 545 members, are elected for the Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha is the lower house of the parliament. It is a powerful house of the parliament. All the 545 members are elected members. Well, elected representatives. These are all elected representatives represented in the lower house of the parliament. Must check the constantly. Check and vigilance on the working of these representatives, how they are working for the betterment of the people and society and the country. That we must have the constant vigilance of these representatives, elected representatives. The last one, powerful and responsible opposition. For the success of the democracy depends upon the working of the opposition party. At the center we have the opposition party Congress. The state level we have the opposition party DMK. The DMK party always criticized the ruling ADMK party like this. The Congress party at the center also always criticizing the ruling party BJP. So the efficient work of the government depends upon the work of the opposition party. Work of the opposition party must be powerful and responsible. They should show the opposition, oppose always. This opposition party oppose the policies, government policies. Success of the government democracy depends upon the strong opposition of the government. The government, state or center must have the strong opposition parties. Then only the democracy will be successful. So these are all the conditions necessary for the success of democracy in India. India is a vast democratic country, so work of the opposition party is very, very important. The next third question, that is, what is your opinion about democracy in India? What is your opinion about democracy in India? India is a vast democratic country in the world. It is India is the parliamentary form of government. The parliamentary form of government comprises the elected representatives represented in the lower house of the parliament, that is Lok Sabha. The parliament has two houses, upper house and lower house. Upper house is the Rajya Sabha. There the nominated members are there, and the lower house is the Lok Sabha. There the elected representatives are represented there. The lower house is the powerful house of the parliament. The parliament form of government in India that makes laws for country. The parliament make laws to rule the country. Recently, for the agriculture side, the government has passed some of the laws that is not applicable for the Indian farmers, so the farmers are showing the opposition to withdraw the laws passed in the parliament. So the parliament makes laws to rule the country. The participation of people in the decision making, people's participation is important for the decision making. Mostly all the decisions taken by the people. India, the largest democracy in the world, it has 5 basic principles, that is sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. India is a sovereign republic, sovereign country from Kanyakumari to Kashmir. India is one. India is one socialist country. Here the private and public works together. Private and public works to the secular. All many religions are there. All the religions are treated as equal. That is secular. It is a vast democratic and republic country. Every citizen of India who is not less than 18 years of age can exercise the right to vote. Exercise the vote, universal adult suffrage. That is, to elect the representatives, the citizens of India must attain the age of 18. Only the age is the criteria to elect, to cast the vote, to elect the representatives. That is adult franchise. That is adult franchise. Adult. That means one who attained the age of 18 can cast the vote to elect the representatives. That is, every citizen of India who is not less than 18 years of age. If one who attained the age of 18, your name must be enrolled in the electoral list. If your name is in the electoral list, you will get the voters ID. If you are having the voters ID, you can cast your vote to elect the representative. That is, irrespective of caste, creed, religion, gender, and education. Irrespective of all this, you can cast your vote if you are the age of 18. So these are all the three questions we have seen in this chapter. All these three paragraph questions I have revised, so you can learn it easily. These paragraph questions. Okay, you learn it thoroughly for the exam. Thank you.